Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to school. Today we're going to be graphing linear equations. Get ready. So this is what we refer to as the y-intercept form. So I read it as y equals mx plus b, and we're going to start from the back right now because we're always going to start with b, specifically, in this case, it as the y-intercept. The reason we're starting with this is because when we're graphing linear equations, we're always going to be looking here first to see where we need to go. Mx refers to the slope, specifically the m. So this is the slope, and we remember slope is sort of the steepness of the angle. We talked about comparing this to a hill. So let's explore this further. Here we have an equation in slope-intercept form, and now instead of mx plus b, it's 3 over 1 x plus 2. So when we're looking at plus 2, this is the y-intercept, and what I know is that if we're looking at a linear equation or a coordinate plane, we're going to simply jump up 2, 1, 2, and we're going to be starting this right here. And when I'm looking at this equation, here I see the slope. We remember that this is going to be rise over run, right? So this is going to be positive 3 up. So it's going to count up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to go bump over one more. So it's going to be about like right there, and this is what our line will look like. So let's put these ideas into practice. Here are 4 problems. We're going to do these together, and then you're going to work on these on your own. So let's look at the very first one. I can see it says y equals negative 4x plus 4. And I'm going to rewrite this as y equals negative 4 over 1 x plus 4. And I'm doing that because I want to make sure that I remember that this equation means rise over run, and I see it's negative 4, meaning we're going to go down, and then 1 to the right. But first, we always need to start with the y-intercept. So when I'm looking right there, I know that this means that we're going to count up 4. So I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's exactly where our first dot's going to go, right there. I now see that the slope is negative 4 over 1. So we're going to be counting down 4, going right back to where we came from, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to be counting over 1, and this is going to be our second dot. And so now when we zoom in, we're going to be connecting these dots, and you're going to use your ruler, and I'm going to do the best I can to go as straight as possible. And we graphed our line, and it should look a little something like that. Let's take a look at number 2. Here I see it's y equals 7 over 4x minus 3. So here we have the y-intercept right here, and because it's negative, we're always going to start at the origin point, but in this case, we're going to be going down. So we're going to start right here. I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3, and this is where our first dot's going to go. And now our rise is 7. I see it's 7 over 4, so we're going to count up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to go to the right, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our second dot's going to go right here, and now we need to connect these. And when we do, it should look a little something like that. And if you do this, you're going to get an A+. Let's take a look at number 3. So here I see it's y equals 1 over 5x minus 2. So what's the y-intercept? Negative 2. So we're going to start the origin and then count down, because we remember that the y-intercept is always on this vertical line. And I'm going to count down 1, 2, and this is where our first dot's going to be. And now let's look back at the slope. It's 1 over 5, and I remember that this is the rise, and this is the run, meaning the 1's going up, and the 5, because it's positive, is going to the right. So we're going to go back to that dot that we just created. We're now going to go up 1. The rise is 1, so now we're right here, and now we need to go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be where our second dot is. So let's connect these dots. It's going to look a little something like that. And there we go. That's our answer for number 3. Let's take a look at this next and final problem. So for number 4, it says y equals -7 over 3x plus 4. We're going to start at the origin point. We're going to go up 4 because the y-intercept, of course, is 4. We're always going to start all the way on the right. And we're going to go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's going to be our very first dot, the y-intercept. And now I see it's -7 over 3. So let's go back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now it's going to be +3. 1, 2, 3. All right. That's our second dot. And let's connect these. And we are graphing linear equations. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking forward to seeing your work. Let me know if you have any problems, and work collaboratively, help each other out. Good luck.